We as gamers want to feel as if we've been given the power to do whatever we want through a controller. That's why we rely on publishers willing to push the envelope of graphics, themes, or engagement through story. Today we'll look at 10 more titles that invoke such feelings and explore the vast world of gaming once again. Come one and yes, come all to our 12th wave of PS4 goodies. We bring to you today a special title. We're going to start off with 88 Heroes, which has some exclusive content as you see, and it's by Rising Star Games, which is kind of a rare developer. You don't see them often. This one's rated E10+, and as you can see has some nice pixel cover art on the front and the back. It's rated E for comic mischief, fantasy violence, language, use of alcohol, and use of tobacco. And if we open it up, that's what we get on the inside. So this time, guys, around, we're going to do something a little bit special. We're actually going to give you a number grade for each title to give you an overall better view of what our reviews are actually saying to you. You can see it in number form now, as we'll give you a grade for each game. So let's get started right away. I love variety, and 88 playable characters was a great idea. The gimmicky time constraint of 88 seconds to finish levels or 88 minutes to finish the game was a little bit much, but also kept the theme in perspective. The element of surprise is also utilized because you never know which hero or zero you'll get, which adds to replayability. So many powers to speak of are in your hands to traverse this platformer. I have to give it credit for its ingenuity. I wasn't impressed with level design, but after all the effort put into the players, I guess something had to give. But look at the bright side. You get 8 twice. Final synopsis, 7 out of 10. Okay, so nothing but controversy surrounds this title on PS4, on Xbox, wherever you play it. It pretty much has the same type of themes that are very disturbing for some. This one is called Agony. It's by Madmind Studio. It is rated mature, which actually was tamed down. It was a rated AO in the beginning, which means adults only. This one definitely has its fair share of things in it that you probably would not want your children to be seeing at all. It is rated mature for blood and gore, intense violence, nudity, strong language, and strong sexual content as well. So as you can see, they're not pulling any punches with this one. As we open it up on the inside, that's what you get. But when I played this, I was really wanting to experience hell. That's what I wanted to go through. And I kind of did in a way, but not in the way I really wanted to. So let's get right into my long, lengthy description of Agony. The only agony you'll feel is when you realize you've been duped into thinking controversial means cool. With Agony, titty-sporting demons will no doubt find you and lay waste to you quickly when they do. Of course, there are no nips in this version to avoid the adults-only rating, so bring on the 17-year-olds and let them revel in the glory of the female form, but do teach them, apples don't have vaginas. Some can be as repulsive, however. Yes, it all seems so silly, and it really is, from bad voice acting to consecutively repetitive environments and vintage washed-out Elder Scrolls-style face structuring. This gameplay truly leads to nowhere other than your own personal hell. How you decide to end the game is moderately interesting, but holds no merit after your frustrating trek through Gehenna with minimal weaponry, no armor to speak of, and no full disclosure of what the developers promised. Why must we travel these roads? If it's for the intrigue or the shock value, I can see its lure, but beyond that, we are really grasping at straws to entertain ourselves here. But hey, if using baby fetuses with grandpa-like heads as mortar to build walls with is your thing, maybe there is some humor to be had. Ultimately, this title fails at being engaging, interesting, graphically astounding, or thought-provoking, which are core components it really needed. They say a revision is on the horizon through Steam only. Note, not the physical version. Sony and Microsoft will never have that, but these changes will include patches with lighting, new modes with animation, new sounds with all the banned cutscenes, better resolution, and yes, nipples on your demons. Even with all that, how do you make it better when the core components aren't there? So the real question is, will you be duped again by the publishers, the true forces of evil? Final synopsis, 4 out of 10. Next, we bring you an RPG. This is Divinity: Original Sin Enhanced edition, and it has 150 awards, so someone out there must like it. That's saying something right there. Also, this is by Focus and Maximum Games, rated mature. On the back, as you can see, it is rated mature for blood and gore and some violence, and has a very nice presentation. I like the artwork there. It's looking good. If we open it up on the inside, we get the disc, of course, with the instruction booklet, which is color. I like when they include color booklets. It just makes it feel like they gave it a little bit more attention when they made it for the masses out there. So let's get right into this one now. This game is top-down, turn-based RPG butter. Slick as dick, some might say, and it's split-screen co-op. Yes, just what you wanted to do. Sit down for hours next to a friend or family member who is as crazy as you are about couch indentation. What to say, what to say. First off, I appreciate a game that makes fluid use of its 30 frames per second. If you're going to sink 100 hours into a game, it better be visually pleasing when the screen is littered with action. From PC to console, it has triumphed with add-ins like voiced NPCs that were just dialogue before. As much as I liked this game for its freedom and smoothness, I warn, it will take some patience with countless instances of dialogue, menu options, or slower battles. Also, the difficulty spikes are present, so don't expect a leisurely stroll through La La Land. Final synopsis, 7.5 out of 10. I didn't have any actual trumpets to intro this title, so I did the best with what I had. Be grateful. This is God of War, PlayStation exclusive by Santa Monica Studio and Sony Entertainment, rated M for mature, and has a very nice presentation on the front, as you can see. On the back as well, it is carried over and is rated M for blood and gore, intense violence, and strong language. Wow, this game completely blew me away. I knew I'd like it, but I didn't know I'd love it like I do right now. This is awesome because it has a reversible cover that you can use on the inside here, as you can see there. It does come with a little insert right there with some God of War memorabilia and Detroit Become Human, which I might try that out one of these days. I guess I can review that for you. How about that? Here is the other side of the reversible cover art, and let's just get talking about this gem of a game. God of War is the closest you can get to a playable cinematic experience, mostly because of its camera work and dynamic moments caught between a father and son. Pure brilliance to bring in a human factor with godlike power, focus it around Norse mythology, and mature its themes. Story and engagement, check. I play my games on a 4K television with a PS4 Pro, and I must say, this is one of the best looking games graphically I've ever seen. Even with the action sequences at 30 frames per second, my eyes were doing flip-flops of joy. I haven't even begun to tackle the over-the-shoulder fighting style or leveling up yet, and already this game is award-winning. But since we're on the subject, it's hard to accomplish putting in a player into an action game without the use of drugs, of course, but I was Credo, no drugs required. Leviathan acts as a new record holder for best main weapon use in recent gaming because of its many functions, upgrades, and boomerang-like option. Also, having the choice around halfway into the story to obtain his signature Blades of Chaos was a gratuitous gamer hand job. I've stumbled across many great games this year, but God of War takes my personal pick for Game of the Year. Final synopsis, 10 out of 10. Next up, we bring you another PlayStation exclusive. This is Helldivers, which includes the PS4, PS3, and PS Vita editions, all expansion and 11 DLC packs with bonus weapons packs as well. And it is rated T14 by Arrowhead and Sony Entertainment. Very cool game, very much caught me off guard. Very cool co-op game. You really want to play this with friends because that's where it's at, guys. A little bit of a learning curve, but it's very cool. It's definitely worth a play. It's rated T for blood and gore, mild language, and some violence. Presented very nicely on the front and back, and that's what you get on the inside. So let's get talking about it. It's hard to come back to normal games after the last one, but if you're in the mood for a challenging co-op shoot 'em up with some necessary strategy, try Helldivers on for size. Its Starship Trooper influence is hard to ignore, and a good recipe for battle-hardened action and suspense. I love how right in the middle of a skirmish, one must find a safe place to drop supplies. It adds to the intenseness of the fight. The upgrades are rewarding, and finding just the right setup is a task that brings joy when you nail it. Bravo to a title that caught me off guard, but forced me to put it back up again. I highly recommend giving it a look, but remember, it's an ugly planet. It's a bug planet, and I'm doing my part to put an end to this infestation. Final synopsis, 8 out of 10. We are all over the place with different styles of games we're bringing to you this time. This next one is called Infinifactory. It is by Alliance and rated T for teen. As you can see, it resembles a puzzler because it is, and it is definitely one of the harder puzzlers I've had to play in a while. However, I believe that Sodesco could have done well to make this one. I think it's, on their level. As you can see, you need some engineering skills and some definitely strong puzzle skills to get through this one. It is rated T for blood and gore, language, mild sexual themes, and mild violence. Yes, all of that is in this little innocent looking game, but let's get right into Infinifactory now. Adult human puzzlers, welcome to the factory where you're given every tool needed to build the desired contraption for your alien abductors. 34 levels worth to be exact. Funny, I wouldn't think a Type 3 civilization would outsource their work to a Type 0 civilization, but here we are in what must be some kind of Pavlov experiment. The joy in this game comes from the finished product. The frustration comes at all times up until a solution pops into their brain or the last few pieces are assembled. However, it's fair to say that there is moderate joy going through the motions. It's almost like an open world puzzler because you decide what to construct and where. So all you aspiring engineers out there that grow tired of Tetris, give this one a whirl because it'll give your mental gears a cranking. Final synopsis, 7 out of 10. Continuing on with uniqueness, we bring to you our next title. This is Life is Strange Before the Storm, and it focuses around the life of Chloe, as you can see there on the cover, by Square Enix, rated M for mature, and it has a fairly nice presentation on the back there. It's rated M for blood, sexual themes, strong language, use of drugs and alcohol, and some violence. If we open it up, this is what we get on the inside. On the flip side of this insert, we actually have some DLC codes for some extra story options, but let's get right into this one. Well, I didn't expect much from the prequel, and that's exactly what I got. I actually liked Chloe's character from the first game. She and Max had a very dichotomous vibe that worked in the story well. There's minimal friendships that mirror such a strong connection within the framework here. Not to mention the animation of characters lacked enough to actually remind me of playing with a Rock Band or Guitar Hero star. I also think without the interaction of time manipulation and impending doom, it loses its luster and originality and even suspense. I feel this was a capitalization off the first title, and I demand better. Final synopsis, 5 out of 10. And ta-da, we bring to you our newest title to be released. This is the Mega Man X Legacy Collection Part 1 and Part 2, rated T for teen by Capcom, and fantastic cover art. Love it. You can't go wrong with Mega Man. On the back, it carries on into the back as well. It looks really nice, guys. Really well presented. It is rated teen for blood, cartoon violence, and mild suggestive themes. And if we open this sucker up, we can see there's a lot going on here. They give you a couple little cards here. There's that one. And then the advertisement for Mega Man 11. Cannot wait to play this, guys. I'm definitely going to get it and review it for all of you. On the flip side of this, there is... basically, it shows you about the Legacy Collection 1 and 2 that they've already released and which titles are there. But you do get a double disc set, which is really sweet. The Legacy Collection has already been released. It was excellent and stellar as well. Let's show you that. I actually have it right here. This one was great. So if you get a chance to pick this one up, definitely pick it up. It's the best one of the series so far. I loved it. They also had a collection Part 2 that came out right here, as you can see. Very cool as well. Very well done. The first one is better, but this one was fun as well. So let's get right into Mega Man. Wow, again, I am blown away by the content provided us with these stellar collections. I mean, Japanese version playabilities, really? I can't say enough good things about this package. Mega Man X3 alone is worth the full retail, seeing that a physical copy on SNES can run you close to $200 or more to snag. But don't get a full-on Mega Man chubby quite yet. There are titles in this collection that you'll be wasting your time to play, primarily the titles in the second collection. It was a lull in the series, but despite this, I'm a collector and personally, it gives me a sense of closure to own them all. They are instant classics and provided some of the best platforming experiences of their time. If you decide to purchase into this world, you will get all a fan can clamor for. Throw away and burn your mighty number 9 if you still have it, because Mega Man is back with a vengeance. Final synopsis, 8.5 out of 10. I know I'm going to get some gamer hate here, so let the lynching begin. This is Monster Hunter World by Capcom. rated T14, and as you can see, has a nice flashy appearance on the outside. However, the inside is rotten to the core. Just did not like it. It's rated T for blood, mild language, use of alcohol, and some violence. If we open it up, as you can see, it's plain on the inside, just like I told you. Let's get started. This is just not my cup of tea. It's more like drinking steamed urine, if you want the truth from me. Don't be fooled by its stark appearances of awesomeness. I feel the PS3 could have handled this game's release because it just doesn't look impressive like I know it could have. Now, don't get all uppity if you love this title, because I can see the merit in grinding, but do know this could have worked much better and appealed to a wider audience had they focused on graphics and gameplay style this time. Its looting and weapon variety is vast, but shrouded by drab environments and horrible detail in battle. For fans of the series, I can see why you'd be pleased with this slight jump in story and its graphics, but there are so many better titles out there to get excited over. I swear, the next time I'm able to walk through another Conquered Beast like it was a frickin' projection, I'm going to personally port this back a console. Final synopsis, 5 out of 10. For our last game of this review, we bring to you Rad Rogers by THQ Nordic. It is rated mature, but has a fantastic looking presentation on the front and on the back. It carries right on over there as well. This one is rated mature for blood, mild sexual themes, strong language, and some violence. And if we open it up on the inside, we can see it is pretty plain. Doesn't come with any inserts or any special DLC, unfortunately. But not too bad of a game. Let's get into it now. Rad Rogers, yum! Like a Red Robin, this title left a fairly pleasant taste in my mouth and left me apt to return one day to its platforming rampaging. I think where it has some hiccups is trying to be too much like other platformers. I was reminded of Conker's Bad Fur Day and Ori the Blind Forest at times, but never really sold on it like I was those two. Yes, Ori was only on Xbox One, and I have officially cheated on my PS4 console, but I'm a sucker for exclusives, so I couldn't resist. Anyway, back to Sir Rad. I appreciated many aspects of the gameplay and throwbacks to the 90s platformers with integrated new ideas. I can't see myself knocking over my friends to get my spot on the controller for a replay, but on the first playthrough I was moderately entertained. I found it cute that I had the option to turn off the vulgarity on a mature rated title, and I wonder if it's going to be a trend to boost game sales. Pretty soon we'll be choosing which rated version of a cinematic film we want to view at the box office if this keeps up. So I say, give Mr. Rad Rogers' Neighborhood a chance, because it's far from Mr. Trolley. Final synopsis, 7 out of 10. We appreciate you tuning in once again to our channel. Hey, if you like what we do, drop a like or subscribe for the good news of the digital kingdom. Having the power to do as you see fit in gaming elevates the experience, and if you're far from home or in the general proximity, always take the time to put those skills to use and become powerful doing so. From G1 Toys, thanks for your interest, and we bid you adieu.